let's get this started. Hi, everyone. Look, new people popped in. Hello, Alex, Siren, Catastrophe, Disc. Konnichiwa, Cake and Cookies. I think I said your name right. Yeah, hello, everyone. This is gonna be something a little new. I'm not... I'm not used to drawing characters like this, but I started playing my first barbarian, and I really love her, but I just don't draw her enough because she's really hard for me to draw. So I have I don't know where I set my phone down. There it is. I have my Pinterest board up for her, and I'm just kind of gonna be winging it. Normally I like to work with a sketch for you guys, at least when I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I normally like to have a sketch up, but honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be streaming tonight anyway, so we're just kind of going with it. So I'm just gonna minimize this here because I already have my references. This is the character we're going to be drawing. Her name is Astra Stormbreaker. She is for a very Norse mythology centered campaign. So I got to really play up with some Viking themes, and it was very fun. You're not late. You're fine. I probably kept you guys on the stream will begin soon screen way too long, so I apologize. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this character. I can't tell you a ton because she's still very new. Like, I've played her maybe for 5 sessions, kind of new. And I don't know, I know at least 2 of the players I play with watch my stuff, so I don't want them to know her secrets. So I hope you guys will bear with me that I can't talk too much about her, so at least like in terms of her story, I can tell you what they've figured out in game. Sorry, Melody, she's not a Goliath, sadly. She's actually a homebrewed race from the game called an Iliad, which is very similar to Goliaths, but not really. They're not Goliaths per se. I guess it's a good place to start before I start doodling. God, you guys know I always lose my train of thought when I'm trying to read the chat. First, I guess I'll start with race. She is an Iliad, which in this world is basically is very similar to Goliaths. They have the tribalism of Goliaths, that survival of the fittest kind of thing from Goliaths, but they're really just Vikings. They have that survival of the fittest, the strong will survive kind of mentality from that is known from Goliaths, and the smithing prowess known associated with dwarves. It's honestly really interesting. As soon as my DM sent me the race, when I was like talking about character creation, I got really excited. That, and I just love Norse themes. I had a lot of fun doing her tattoos and doing her war paint. So, and I guess I have technically posted her before. I posted this on Twitter a while back when me and some of my friends in the game were playing. Most of us are artists, so we all decided to try and draw our characters in the Banner Saga art style, which was fun. And a day of pain that left my hand crippled, but it was a really fun little challenge. Very different from my normal art style. So, we're just gonna try this here. I have no idea what I'm going to draw her doing. Oh, and this is the full body. I know her abdomen looks weird. I'm still learning how to draw this body type and have since gotten like a gigantic folder of references. So please ignore that. I will probably be referencing this strictly for her tattoos, but that's about it. The rest of it kind of looks weird. So I don't really know what I'm gonna draw. I might just start with a headshot and maybe some tattoo close-ups or something. I just kind of want to talk to you guys and, you know, have a chill little night. Her hair is honestly, I think, my favorite thing to draw on her, because I love doing like really kind of intricate hairstyles, and hers is about as intricate as I'm willing to do on a character that I'm repeatedly drawing. If you guys have seen me draw my druid arrow, you know that I really love playing with like wrapped hair and braids and hair cuffs and different types of texture and dreads. I really love drawing dreads. So, yeah, let's get into this here. Well, I hope that you don't have your hopes up about the stream, because I'm not very consistent when it comes to my streams. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do a headshot, and I'll probably fill this canvas up with tiny little doodles. I was thinking I might do like a full piece, but I decided I do not have that in me tonight. Sometimes you just wanna doodle a little and chat with people, and that's okay too. Also, for all of you guys who are catching this stream, I should probably let you know that I'll be streaming less on YouTube and more on Twitch in the coming weeks. Hello, Miss Bell. Thank you very much. I'm always glad to see people enjoying the videos. A new one just went live today, which was really fun. Had to edit. I unfortunately had to edit that one myself, but so it's not as nice quality as when I send it off to my editor, because she does such a beautiful job. But I'm glad you enjoy it. Let's see. I think we'll probably stop this here, because I just want to... Said I was going to do a headshot. This is more of a bust, but whatever. So, I guess... talk a little bit about her, I guess. Her name, as I said before, her name is Astra Stormbreaker. She is, she's got a lot of influence from Yasha from Critical Role, actually. I think it's kind of impossible for me to make a strong woman without, I think it's impossible for me to make a strong, like, muscular woman without thinking of Yasha, because she's my favorite one in media right now. And actually, before I had set the stream up to go live, I was looking for reference pictures and thought I would like look at some Yasha fan art to get some inspiration and maybe like find a pose that I liked. And then I saw a bunch of Yasha fan art that revolved around Yasha's backstory, and I cried for a minute because Yasha's story hurts me. So that didn't happen. God, I need to stay focused here. So I guess talking a little bit about this character. She's supposed to be kind of cold, kind of stoic, but I didn't want her to just be played as a dumb barbarian, because I as much as I love that stereotype, I didn't want her to be that stereotype, especially not for my first barb. She's a Storm Herald barbarian, if you're curious. And she's honestly, I'm still feeling the character out, obviously, because I haven't been playing her that long. I only like sent her backstory to my DM like 2 weeks ago, so I'm still working on her a little bit. Oh, hello, Moo. I see you. Everybody, Moo in the chat is actually tied to Nia's creation. She's the one who originally made Aaron, so you should harass her in the chat. I mean, don't. Like, actually don't, but still. I thought that was worth mentioning. Yes, she is zappy. I've only gotten to use my rage once. It was against giant spiders who have poison damage, and that kind of fucks over a barbarian. I'm still learning how to play a barbarian, obviously, because this is the first one I've ever played. I'm much better at playing casters, or even fighters. I can manage fighters. but I'm not good at, like, straight up brute force and rage kind of characters, which is why I haven't really touched Barbarian, but the party desperately needed some tanking. They had way too many squishies. So, I think before I was added, they had a rogue. The rogue left, though, so they had a Sork, they had a rogue that changed over to a Sork, they had a wizard cleric, and they had a fighter ranger, I think is what he is. Do you have a favorite or least favorite class as race? I don't really have a least favorite. I mean, I guess the ones I play is I have never really played anything like a dwarf. I want to eventually, but I've never played a dwarf. I guess I'm gonna stick with, like, the straight up official classes or the straight up official races from the PHB, because there's a lot of races I want to play. I've never played a half-orc. I really want to play one, but I've never played a half-orc. I don't think there's any classes or races I dislike. Like, I mean, I guess I'm not really into playing rangers, but that was also before I read Revised Ranger and realized how shitty Vanilla Ranger is. So, I can't say that there's any that I dislike, I'm saying like way too much. I can't say I dislike any. I think there's ones I haven't played and that I don't gravitate to. But I'm trying to broaden my horizons, hence why I'm playing a barb right now. Corrupted Muse, thank you. I had a lot of fun designing her clothes, actually. Pinterest is a lovely place, if not a deep, dark hole that I fall down every single night. I'm pretty sure I found most of her design, I'm pretty sure, was inspired by that Viking show that's on Netflix. Like, images of the characters on it just kept coming up when I was, like, searching for, like, Viking aesthetic hair, or clothes, or tattoos, and those characters kept popping up. As far as classes, again, I don't really gravitate towards, martial classes, I'd say. But even that's changing. I'm getting ready to play a Blood Hunter in my Tomb of Annihilation game. We're coming to an end in that campaign, so we're, like, planning our next character classes, and I'm planning to play a Blood Hunter in that game. I'm playing a barb in this game. I just really love magic, so it's really hard for me to not play something magical, so I guess that's where Storm Herald comes in, because it still has some magic-y stuff to it. I'm pretty much, with Storm Herald, I'm pretty much always sticking to the sea, whatever that's called, as, like, my effect, because I know that, like, you can freeze things, you can set things on fire, or you can bring lightning, and I'm trying to bring a lot of Thor elements into this character because of the culture she comes from. Another thing about aliens is that they are basically the chosen people of Odin. As I said, this is a very Norse mythology-centered game, like we are playing in Midgard, or in my DM's version of Midgard, I should say. I think I'm not gonna draw her coat. I think I'll do what this is. Again, I know that the abdomen looks weird. Please don't come for me. I'm sorry. So far, we've had some interesting adventures. My character both likes some of the party and very much dislikes one member of the party, but it's not in a bad way. I think it's more in a trying to think of the word. I mean, it's a friendly player thing. Me and this particular player have a habit of, like, poking at each other anyway. The guy, The character's name is Bulgrim, and he's just this very eccentric dwarf, to say the least. And Bulgrim's player is actually my my DM for Tomb of Annihilation. So we have like we poke at each other a lot, and it kind of drips in game. I don't think rivalry is the right term, because they haven't like, they're not trying to attain the same goal. His personality type is just specifically what this character doesn't like in people, and he's just Bulgrim. He's lovely, he's freaking hilarious, and he's brought a lot of comedic relief to a very depressing part of the campaign. But she doesn't like him very much. It doesn't help also that like they poke at each other a lot. That's kind of been their dynamic. So, God, so far in the campaign, I joined after, while they were like coming off of some like pretty sad shit. The Jarl of a town that they were like helping out or whatever got killed while they were off trying to get like this artifact. I sat in on one session, so before I joined, so might not be entirely I might not be entirely accurate about the plot. Like I said, I've only been playing for like 5 sessions, so 5 weeks. But from what I can gather, they were off doing a thing. NPC named Kull got killed, and he was the Jarl of a town called Hubblehearth. And that's actually where the players met me, because I was hired, when I came in, I was hired by the, like, I guess Jarl in charge while the Jarl was gone, who was a dick. He was an absolutely terrible person. We had, the party met us right after met me right, God. Okay, I need to gather. Okay. The party was, I'm reading you guys in the chat and it's throwing me off. The party was coming back from this really depressing event in which someone that had become like a beloved NPC got killed. And they saw Hubblehearth was smoldering, and come to find out that Hubblehearth had been attacked by brigands, at least what they thought were brigands at the time. And the Jarl had, or the fill-in Jarl, he didn't last very long. I'm pretty sure he got killed at some point. He had ordered his hired muscle, so me and a few others, to only protect his shit. So his house, his mine, and, well, my character didn't listen to his order. I was out trying to defend the civilians, but it didn't really help much. Most of it was burned to the ground, and there's a lot of people that are kind of homeless right now as we're trying to rebuild their houses. And the party met me. So as we stand now, one of the PCs has become the new Jarl of the town. Her name is Midian. She's lovely. And I've kind of been designated the Jarl's protector by a man named Ulf, who is, I guess he was close with Kull before Kull died. Like I said, I don't have a ton of knowledge on what the hell is happening here, and I'm kind of just using that to play up my character, because she doesn't know what happened either. She just knows she came here, got hired, and then these people showed up with a document saying that Midian is the new Jarl. So, you know, I'm just kind of winging it here. This one's always difficult. Sorry, I have to concentrate when it comes to her war paint, because it's a pain. It looks really simple, but I have to like get it a very specific way or I hate it. So, pause on the story while I get this done. Okay, there we go. So, Ulf has taken me on as his apprentice, as far as I understand. My character has a desire to increase her strength, to go back home to Ilion and, right a wrong of some sort. She hasn't really been too open with the party. We got a little bit more out of it yesterday. For her session was yesterday. We got a little bit more out of it where we were up in like a magic tower and she saw a teleportation circle that led back to the capital of her country, and she was just kind of thinking, and then we all got the chance to ask this. Basically, it was basically just Google in a stone in like a stone golem. We got the chance to ask it a question, and I asked it something along the lines of, I was asking for some information about a certain individual, and it did not have the answer, sadly. And I asked it about getting stronger, like specific, like how to right a wrong and bring justice, and that didn't get me much, but it was kind of told the party there was more shit going on with me than just I'm the big strong lady that got hired to protect the town. I need to bring something in here. Something looks weird. It's gonna be weird. This is like a weird thing to say, but I fucking hate drawing ears. And have Astra in herself just has a lot of things that I really don't like to draw. Like muscles and ears and half shaves, even though I think they look really cool. I don't like drawing them because that means I have to focus on head shape and it's a pain. Oops. Trying to keep my eye on the chat here. But I just clicked off. Okay, there we go. Astra in herself is just full of things that I need to work on, and having her forces me to work on them. So I can't talk a lot about why she left her home, because every time she's talked about it, the only time she's talked about it was actually out of the party's ears. It was basically my DM has this is a Discord game for record. And my DM has little Discord channels that are only we can see. Only certain members can see, so that we can do things through text. And the only time she talked about the actual reason why she left her home was in that chat, so I can't really talk too much about it, which is sad. Basically, what she's given off so far is that she's looking for strength. She's looking to further her own strength and become strong enough to take on someone back home, which is, not the easiest. Oh, thank you, Felipe. That was very sweet. I can say Astra has challenged me a lot every time I draw her. Let's see, I think I can open some of her original concepts. I think this was the first concept art I drew of her. Which was drawn on my laptop, so it wasn't the best. But I had fun with it. I was more trying to put color palettes together. Sorry, I was taking a drink. This was more to throw color palettes together. I briefly kind of thought that it would look cool to have half her hair black and the rest of it blonde, because I saw this look on Pinterest, but I was like, nah, I think that's a little too much going on, considering I'm putting all this texture up in her hair and I'm doing the hair cuffs. And I already was going to have the one wrapped thread that was in red, so that got scrapped when I did her final reference. And let's see. There was this one here where I was just playing with her hair undone, without the braids and the wrap, and just, her hair shaved. And I was also playing with length because I didn't want it to be too long. And I think that's about it. There was this one too where I was also like playing with her. I ended up making her Warhammer a lot bigger. What's one class you think you would never play? I don't know, because I'm pretty sure at this point I might have played them all, or at least thought about playing them all. Maybe Artificer? And it's nothing against Artificer, I just have never made, like, a concept for an Artificer. Well, yeah, long hair's great for conveying movement, but I also know that this DM is kind of punishing, and I don't want my long hair to be a reason for him to, like, be able to, like, have an enemy grab me by it. Thank you, Cinder. That's very sweet. I don't know. I just kind of draw. I don't know. I think there's 100 artists whose artwork is far prettier than mine, but thank you. That's very sweet. I guess that'll be a headshot for now. Her head kind of looks weird, but I don't want to keep fucking with it. I think this is one of those days where I'm just probably not going to like most of what I'm drawing. Not in a bad way, Muse. I think it's just something I want to be mindful of. I don't think he's doing it to punish me in some way. I think it's just, I don't want to take that chance. It's something I already kind of keep in mind when I'm making a more melee character. Is I kind of want to have the way that they hold their hair back be a little bit practical. And I don't know, maybe that's just the character designer in me. Sometimes I'll go straight up for video game character aesthetic where it's like, no, it just looks cool. But most of the time I kind of want some function. I say that while she has like a gaping midriff and could get stabbed. But, you know, sometimes it's just because it looks cool. Honestly, with this design, the final design, I really just wanted to show off her tattoos. Because I spent way too long making these. And as far as I know, these are sort of authentic. I don't know how accurate they are. I just think they look cool, and that's all that really matters for this, considering we are playing a fantasy game. And I was going to put them more all over her body, but I kind of just stopped at her arms and figured I might add more to them later. Yeah, technically. They do have natural armor, but even with my natural armor, my AC is still a 15. But we're also, like, level 4, so... And I have a ton of health, so... I think, considering I can mitigate most physical damage, I think it's fine. So... let's see, what are we gonna do? Oh, I almost deleted everything on the canvas. That would have made me mad. Actually, you know what? Let's do some tattoos. I really just want to draw close-ups on her arms. So, that's what I'm gonna do. She probably will get more tattoos during the game, but the thing is that we are keeping pretty true to how tattoos, at least these kind of tattoos, were originally done, which involves, like, slicing the design and having crushed beetles smeared into it. It doesn't feel that great. Most of Astra's tattoos were done while she was in Ilion. I think I need to pull a reference up on my phone real quick, so I can do a bicep. So I have a very specific reference for her body. I just need to pull it up. Alright, I got it. Still learning how muscles work, because I usually I like to draw very delicate looking women, very small framed women. I don't normally draw very muscly girls. So, this has been a learning experience. A fun learning experience, mind you. I need to bring this elbow in. It's been a very fun learning experience, but a learning experience it has been. I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm certain that where she comes from, scars are probably a point of honor. The culture she comes from is very, very much based off of Vikings. Not entirely. There's a few things that are kind of just there, but it's very brutal. They have this thing for teenagers at the age of 15 called the Breaking, and it is a year in the Ilian wilderness, which is pretty fucking hard to survive in. Sometimes it turns into like a Lord of the Flies scenario, and sometimes they work together, and sometimes it's fine. And it's basically meant to weed out the weak. If you make it back from the Breaking, you gain the title of Unbroken. You get some pretty cool racial shit from it. Like, Astra is the only one in the party who can go several days without sleeping or eating. It's part of the Ilian conditioning. So, thank you whoever just followed me on Twitter. It's part of I guess conditioning isn't the right word. It's part of the training that every Iliad child has. I think I need to make this a little longer. And Astra came back from hers, and, so she has that, ability. Now, I think you also get, a battle cry ability with it. I need to look at the, Bren Gamer, thank you so much for the super chat of $10. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favorite letter of the alphabet? I didn't even freaking notice that meme. That's not a question I can answer before I tried to answer it. God damn it, you got me. All right. My brain's melting out of my ears today. I guess the answer is yes. There, that'll be my answer. Yes. Okay, let's draw some tattoos. I think I just drew her left arm? Is that the left, right? Yeah, that's her left arm. So that means we're drawing the tattoos on this side. Oh yeah, no one has to type in the chat, guys. I'm honestly just happy people are here, and I'm happy to be of some amusement to you guys. So, I guess we'll start with the protection wheel. I found most of these, I'm gonna be honest, I found most of these tattoos on Pinterest, and something I've just kind of figured from these types of tattoos is that they are mostly straight lines, repeating patterns, or circular patterns, and circles. I'm pretty sure if I really tried, I could make some of these up, but I really liked the meaning that the pins said that these were. So, that's why I chose them. She has these tattoos for a very specific reason, which I guess this isn't too spoilery, because I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned before. My character has the folk hero background, so most of her tattoos have to do with that folk hero, with that background. She got these mostly for a reason, but a few of these are also what I imagine would just be good combat tattoos in a society that is very heavily centered around battling and survival. So this is crooked, but it's fine. It's on an arm. It's not written on paper, so it's fine. I want her to get more, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure she will as the campaign goes. I just need to be careful with how she gets them, because we are not just having like a... It's not just like, oh, you go to ye old tattoo parlor. We are doing this the old-fashioned way with, you know, a blade and crushed beetles, and I don't really think that Astra knows how to do these on her own. I'm pretty sure most of these were done by, I think I have it done that like 2 of these are done by her father when she came back from the breaking. They were like a coming of age thing, and the rest she just kind of got as she got older. There. I think the courage one is my favorite to draw because it just looks so visually complicated, but it's so not complicated. Oops, that's not in the right spot. I think the only thing that is super complicated about it is these little half-wheel things that's going around like the inner circle. I gotta open some of these up, make that a little smaller. Why is it that I always draw decent-looking hands when I'm not trying to... When I'm not trying to draw hands, I draw decent ones, but when I'm trying to draw hands, it's a struggle. Well, I guess I can't say it's much of a struggle anymore. I used to have a really hard time with them. Now it's feet. I really hate drawing feet. Is there a meaning to where they are on her body? No, not really. I kind of kept them on the biceps because I think that's probably, at least in my experience, the easiest place to tattoo. My experience, I have one. I kept them on places that I was familiar with when it came to tattoos. Like the one on this wrist here is pretty much the same placement as the one I have. I kind of just imagine that's an easy place to tattoo. But I don't have like there's no like specific meaning except for the breaking free one, because that's such a very personal place to put a tattoo. The box with the forks in it, that's what I'm gonna call it. That's a very, I don't know if I'd say private, but it's a very personal place to put a tattoo. Like I said, it's pretty much exactly where I have the one on my right arm. It's something that you see literally all the time, and this is a very important concept to her, is not being like shackled down. So, maybe that's a little personal or symbolic, but I think the other ones, it just looked cool. I guess we're not gonna get the one under here, sadly, because I put that on the wrong side. Oh, whoa, that was that. Okay. Something I scrapped that I might bring back is that she had arm guards that I thought looked really cool. Do I not have one with her arm guards? I do. Some older work here. I actually tried to record this, drawing this in a speed paint, but it got to the point where I was pulling up so many references that I did not have the rights to, that I didn't want to record it. Melody, my tattoo is a semicolon project tattoo, if you haven't heard of that. That charity / organization. It just says the words "you're loved" with a semicolon, and it's for mental health awareness. Very lovely charity. I'm actually planning on doing, they're one of the charities I'm considering for my, for the stream I'm doing on Halloween. I'm trying to pick a charity that I want to donate the super chat money to, and I'm the Semicolon Project is on the table, along with the Artist Relief Tree or the Trevor Project. I might go with the Semicolon Project this year, just because I haven't done like a public charity for them yet, and I really love their mission and their message. It's very personal to me. I've told my story on there, on their little like share your story section on their website. It's just a really lovely charity. So I wanted my first tattoo to be for them. Before the pandemic hit, I was getting another one, actually. I was getting my D20s finally. Hello, Burger. But, sadly, the D&D tattoos will have to wait, and I'm kind of sad about it. I had a consultation for it. I was really excited. But, you know, then the Rona hit, and I'd rather be safe and get inked another day. What do you guys think? Should I add the arm warmers that I used to draw on her, or should I just leave this bare, draw some scars or something? Because God knows she's got scars up on her hands. She spent a year in the wilderness. What are you guys talking about? I can kind of see the astrology vibes. Kind of. I would love to make a character that had, like, really heavy astrology ties. That would be really fun. And I love astrology. Just make a character that's based off the zodiac. That'd be really fun. I need to shorten her nails. These aren't dainty little hands. These are hands that have ended lives. I need to fix this. Question, what mythical or mythical creatures do you like? I need to think about that, because I like a lot of different types of mythology. I'm a really big fan of Greek mythology, but I also really love Norse mythology, which is why I got so excited about this game. I guess if I take things from, like, my own, like, cultural background, my heritage, I really like Merrows from Irish. I think it's Irish mythology. I think they're cool. They're just ugly mermaids, but they look like fish people, and with like serious, like smushed pug faces. They look like big jawed smushed pug faces, and I think they're kind of cute. As far as I really just like a lot of old Northern European mythology. I like old stories of fairies, on like what fairies actually were, and gnomes. I remember when, what the hell was that movie? Goddamn. Was it the Spiderwick Chronicles? I think that's what it was. The Spiderwick Chronicles came out. I got really excited because that was when I was younger. I got really into fairy hunting, and I was building fairy houses, and I was convinced that they were fairies in my yard. And so when that movie and book came out, I got really excited because it introduced me to things like hobgoblins and sylphs. I like a lot of, like I said, older Northern European mythology, like Old English and Irish mythology is really cool to me. What about you guys? Do you guys have any favorite mythical creatures? And I guess there's also the normal ones. Like, I really like unicorns. I think they're pretty. I like mermaids. I try to do mermaid every year. At least draw one. Goodbye, Muse. Thank you for popping by. Let's see. God. Put me on the spot like this. I don't know if you'd count this as a mythical creature, but it is like an old, I guess, Central West. I think it's an old American, like North American legend. I think it's like the Midwest. But I love the story of the Goat Man. I think it's really fucking creepy. But I also love stories like that. I don't think that counts as mythical creature, though. I think that falls more under spooky things like ghosts. Some tattoos and a forearm that's way too flippin' long. Okay, let's... Why did I merge that? Let's shorten this forearm a little bit. That hand is huge, but she's also 6 feet tall, so it's fine. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. She is a 6 foot tall fucking brick house built woman, which I think is also really fun to play. Alright, I'm just gonna have to reshape her lower arm. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine here. Yeah, I love the story of the Goat Man. I think it's fascinating. The Mothman, the Jersey Devil. I got really into cryptids when I was in high school, and I wanted to learn more about my local urban legends. I don't care about saying this. I live in Tallahassee, which is like the capital of Florida that no one gives a shit about. And there was an old hospital here called the Sunland Tuberculosis Hospital. It's not there anymore. I think they built like apartments over it now, which is kind of fucked up now that I think about it with what I'm about to say. There were a lot of creepy ghost stories around it. My dad was telling me about how he and his friends used to break in there at night and really freaky shit used to happen. I wanted to go there, but by the time I was old enough to even think about ghosts and spooky things, the hospital was, oops, I deleted her tattoos. The hospital was already torn down, unfortunately. This has devolved into just creepy urban legend stuff that I love. I don't know how true this was, but when I used to visit my father up in Thomasville, the neighborhood kids used to always talk about the Axeman that lived in the woods, but I'm pretty sure that was, not based off of anything, and that was just kids trying to scare each other. But still, something fun from my childhood. I used to be fascinated with the concept of Bloody Mary, and, is, the reason why even today I am, kind of paranoid about quiet bathrooms. Because nothing good ever happens in bathrooms when it comes to, fucking scary movies and shit. It's always, there's a ghost or someone always dies in the bathroom. Let's see. Just reading the chat, guys. Yeah, no, Bloody Mary kind of freaked me out as a kid, but I still wanted to read stories about it. I think that's kind of was my introduction into eventually becoming engrossed into creepypasta when I was a teenager, was that I used to read, scary story accounts of Bloody Mary. These kids did Bloody Mary, and here's what happened. Let's see, what are we gonna do next? Should we do the other arm, guys? Okay, for the record, I think I have a pretty strong stomach for horror games. Fuck it, we're doing the other arm, but I'm not redrawing her arm because that's too much effort for me right now. And I have a couple that I've played and a couple that I really love. God, come on, erase. When I found out Outlast 2 was coming out, I got super stoked, and I think there's a third one coming out. I think, actually, I need to look that up, because if it is true, I'm gonna be even more excited. Because, God, I loved Outlast. That was one of my favorite games. Outlast 3, come on. Yep, Outlast 3 is a thing. Cool. That actually has me really excited because I freaking loved Outlast. Everybody got so mad about Outlast 2, but I really liked it. I don't know. I think that the whole people raging at the mine thing, where it's like you're in a goddamn mine shaft, you're not going to be able to see that well. I grew up playing games like Siren Blood Curse was one of my first real freaky, like really fucked up horror games. I really I loved playing Fatal Frame. I played Fatal Frame 2 when I was younger. Yeah. I think Outlast is the only game so far that's given me like true terror. Like true, like, I needed to step away from the game for a minute because things got a little too fucked up. And I love that about those games. I like that there's some of the only games that have been able to get real fear out of me. Alright, back to tattooing. Fun. I think drawing the good luck tattoo is my favorite one because it's literally just a fancied up X. So it takes me no time, and I don't even have to think about it when I'm drawing it from, like, the front. I did not have Silent Hill growing up. I played the PT demo, but I didn't have Silent Hill growing up, unfortunately. I kind of played whatever games my brother had. I did have a fair amount of experience with Resident Evil, so when 7 came out and completely, like, reading the series for me after 6 and 5, I was pretty damn stoked. Burger, get out of my stream. Unfortunately, I don't think I can play that because my computer can't run certain games right now. I really want to play Phantasmaphobia because I think it looks really freaking fun. Welcome to the Game, I think, got me in a different way. I think it got me in a very, this is why I'm afraid of the internet kind of way. Because I typically play a lot of, like, supernatural-based horror games. I don't play a lot of, I don't play a ton of, like, I guess more realistic kind of horror. Honestly, where I get my horror thrills nowadays is listening to, like, creepy Reddit accounts. Those are some of my favorites. I love those. Creepy stories on Reddit are some of my favorite. That tattoo is on the wrong side. Oops. Well, guess you're not going to see the good health tattoo. That's fine. I love listening to... I listen to... What the hell is his name? Mr. Creeps a lot. And he tells, like, a mix of, like... I think, like... written horror stories on Reddit and, like, really good creepypasta, and I really love listening to him. I used to listen to Mr. Creepypasta all the time, but sadly, don't listen to him as often. I really should see if he's put out anything new. I think he's the one who's, did the read-through of my favorite scary story series to date, which was Pen Pals. I know that's, like, an actual book, but I first heard it when Mr. Creepypasta was reading it, and that's probably the spookiest. I don't even know if it was spooky. It was just really sad, but it was, like, also full of dread. It got something in me that other spooky podcasters have, or, like, narrators have not been able to get out of me. And plus, I've been listening to Mr. Creepypasta since I was, like, 16, I think. So, how am I, 23? A long time. Well, I've been listening to him for a long time. So, like, what is that, 7 years, I think? God, it's been that long. And I remember when I first heard about Slender Man when I was like 14, and it used to scare the shit out of me. And that like led me down the rabbit hole into creepypasta. And now we got creepy things like Siren Head, which is really freaking cool. Yeah, I know he still uploads. Like, I still get his notifications. I just haven't listened to him in a while. I mean, I probably would if it was my own horror stories. I kind of don't want to read other people's things over my channel. Just because I like that most of my content is mine, and I also don't want to risk anybody trying to, you know, claim my revenue because I was reading what they had put out. Yeah, I think so. Slenderman was from a long time ago, before the sad thing that will not be named happened. I remember I had some, like, friends over for a sleepover, and me and some friends decided that we were going to try and summon Slenderman with, by making the pages from the Slender game, not even from the original stories, the fucking Slender game. We, like, scribbled out the pages, we put them all over I lived in, like, a very wooded area at the time. And we put them all over my yard and, like, tacked them to trees. And then we, like, waited till nightfall. And, like, I think it was 1 a.m, we all snuck out of my house with nothing but flashlights. And we went around trying to collect the pages. And we all scared the crap out of ourselves. But it was really fun. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think my panda fell off. Hold on. Sorry. Ah, okay. I'm gonna... Ow. Just fucking banged my head on the desk trying to pick up my little panda cord protector. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm putting him on wrong. I have, like, one of those little charger protectors, you know those little rubber things that make it look like your charger's coming out of, that make it look like your charger's, like, coming out of an animal's mouth. I'm fine, guys, I promise, I'm okay. I have one of those to protect my cable on my tablet, because I'm horrible on cables and I break them very easy. I'm fine, I promise. Everything's okay. I'm just an idiot. Alright, what are we gonna draw next? I'm gonna draw an eye. An eye sounds fun. I need a bigger brush for this. What fucking size am I on? Let's go to 10. The panda's fine, guys. He just fell off my cord. Because I had a wireless kit. I'm using a Wacom tablet, and I had a wireless kit from them at one point, but it stopped working, like, within a month of buying it, and I just find cords are more reliable, and I like just kind of being tethered. And plus, with a wired kit, you have to, at least the one for my tablet now, my tablet then, because this is a new one, You have to charge them, and that's a pain in the ass that I don't want to deal with. My tablet now has built-in Bluetooth, but my computer is not compatible, sadly. I don't mind being tethered, though. Hello, David. How are you? We always are welcoming the newbies. Let's get some like emotes in here for David. I'll put one in too. There's your emote. Welcome to the family. Sorry that we're extremely dysfunctional and only talk about D&D and occasionally spooky shit. Alright. I think drawing Astra's eyes is one of my favorite things because they're so pale. I love like giving characters very distinctive eyes. It's very fun. I think I drew this one lash out a little too far. There's a dab emoji now? Why? Oh, I'm quitting YouTube now. That's so dumb. Well, guys, I'm deleting my channel after this because I think I'm just going to move entirely over to Twitch at this point. God. Thank you, Joseph. These are quite fun to do. I like being able to just sit down with you guys and draw. We need to fill up the rest of this space, so I think I'm just gonna take elements from this and make myself draw it. Let's draw a hammer. Let's draw the hammer. That sounds fun. And like it's going to make me want to pull my hair out. There's the dabbing over Twitch. Don't worry. Man. My freaking high school graduation, someone like dabbed on stage. It was pretty dumb. Okay, let's just draw a hammer. I think I'm not gonna draw this at an angle. I'm just gonna draw it straightforward because this was already hard and looks very wrong. And I want to challenge myself, but I think I know when I'm gonna say no tonight. Hold on, guys. Just checking on the stream health here and making sure that we're not dying. Alright. I've not been able to smack a lot with this thing yet. That's kind of made me a little sad. I've been really excited for combat, which is new for me because I normally hate combat. I've been very excited for combat because I'm finally playing a class that's like entire gimmick is what happens in combat. We are just going to... That's straight enough. I've only gotten to rage, I think, once, and I had to be a little creative to stay in my rage because I almost lost it almost as soon as I started raging. But I kept it. It was fine. I haven't been able to use my Storm Herald ability too much, and I haven't figured out a way I want to flavor it yet. Something fun about the weapons with this class race combo that I'm playing for the newbies, I am playing a homebrewed race that my DM wrote called an Ilian. Something about the Ilians is that they are smiths. They're weaponsmiths. They have a very specific metal they use called the Serfet. And it is a really interesting way to kind of separate the society from the rest of the world that we're playing in. And this metal, it's only worked with by the Iliads, and every Iliad makes their own weapon. They forge this weapon before they attend the breaking, which is the... I know I'm repeating for you guys, but there's new people, so I want to make sure that I'm staying in context. It is a year in the Ilian wilderness on your own at the age of 15. And they will take the weapons that they've smithed and they will survive for a year. And if you don't survive, well, you were too weak to survive in this society. And if you do, you gain the title of the Unbroken. So this weapon... Astra actually smithed. She made this when she was 15, and she's been adding to it ever since. Honestly, I think flavoring my character's rage has kind of been very fun because I didn't want her rage to just be like, foaming at the mouth, running blindly into the fight. I think that can be really fun, but it just did not fit Astra. So I've flavored her rage as like a state of intense hyper focus, even more so when she's recklessing. I have not recklessed yet, but when she eventually does reckless, that's exactly what it's going to be, a sort of tunnel vision where she's focused on one thing and one thing only, hence why people get advantage on her. Well, there's a hammer. There's her hammer that has no name because she couldn't be bothered to name it. Let's see. I don't know why I thought doing that was gonna collapse it. We need more stuff to fill up this space. So... Why are you... I want to look over here, not over there. I think I might do her coat. Let's do her cloak. I don't even know if I would call her raging cold-blooded. I just think it's methodical. She's not dumb. That's the biggest thing, is I don't want her to be dumb, because she's not dumb. She has, I think, an 11 in intelligence, which is... Not like, scholarly, but she's not an idiot. And I forget what her wisdom stat is. I think it's a 14. I rolled really good on her stats, so I'm trying to play to those stats. We'll add the fur for this in a bit. I just did not want to play her as stupid. I didn't want to play her as simple. She's a fairly intelligent and articulate person. She just also is big and could... break you over her knee if she really wanted to. Gonna just fill up a ton of space. And just for the record, I'm not gonna be drawing the embroidery on her cloak because that always takes me hours. Just gonna zoom in here. I totally blame Brepai, the person who does the roll for damage artwork, for this change in how I like to draw embroidery, because now I like to draw the texture. But this takes me so freaking long. So, we will not be doing that. It's a really fun pattern to look at, and it's an easy pattern to draw once I get the hang of the braiding ropes. And I think they kind of add to the aesthetic because the rest of her clothes is kind of plain, but I wanted this overcoat to be like a sort of nice thing she has. It's a nice piece of clothing that's probably going to get torn to shreds throughout this game. Probably already has a hole in it because in one of our little antics since I've joined, I may have touched an acid, like a body filled with acid. That's what I'm trying to say. A body filled with acid, and I used my cloak to touch it so that I wouldn't take any acid damage. Hello, Roki. How are you? Or Roki or Rocky. I'm assuming it's Roki. Alright. Get the one fastener, and now we'll go do the furs. Used to hate drawing fur, but ever since I just kind of figured out it's just squiggling on the edges, it's been pretty fun. A body of liquid. Like, the body that we found was being devoured by tons of tiny little spiders, but was also dripping in acid. So, we'd fought giant spiders later in that session, so we'd found one of their victims. It was pretty gross. It was kind of gross. I mean, Astra didn't give a shit, but I gave a shit. It was really fucking nasty. Let me bring this armhole down. And these pretty fastener things that just are there to look pretty and add some more texture, I guess, more contrast. I don't think that worked. I was gonna do the cheating thing. Oh, it's because I have it on the wrong selection setting. Lovely. Where I just do that. Cars, why do you have to honk your horn at 10 o'clock at night? Or 9 o'clock at night, but whatever. You sound like a fucking boomer. I'm just going to put a strip here, and that is going to be the embroidery, because I'm not doing that right now. That'll kill me. Can't handle it today. Okay, we need something down here and something up here. You know what? I just want to freaking draw this tattoo right here, because it's my favorite one. So we're just gonna put that up here. Just draw a box. Extend the corners. Probably not, honestly. These will probably not get colored, unfortunately. I just don't really have that in me today to play with color. Just kind of wanted to sketch and talk about this character and relax with you guys. Ended up turning into talking about some spooks. So that was fun, talking about spooks. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this a few times. What the heck happened there? Copy. And the little forks turned out a little too big, so we're just gonna shrink them. There we go. Oh my god, no! You guys obviously can't see this because I don't have a camera, but a frog just like jumped into my window and hit his head. I hope he's okay. And we need something down here. You know what? I'm just gonna draw hair texture. That sounds fun. Draw some braids. Braids are really fun to draw. Yes, cheating, because I was copying and pasting. It's not really cheating, I was just making a joke. Not a funny joke, but a joke nonetheless. Hello D-Class, how are you? I can put the good health tattoo, in this little bit of free space here. That's not too hard. Just a line with, a diamond. And, it's a flagpole and a diamond together. That poor frog. Feel bad. I found a lizard, actually, in my office the other day. I left him, I let him, just be wherever he wanted, because that means he's eating bugs. And unfortunately, friggin' Florida, the weather's changing, so we're getting, all the bugs are moving on the inside of the house. And it's gross. Yeah, anybody who thinks reference images are cheating is kind of an idiot. I'm sorry. But they're not. They literally in almost every class setting that you are in, they're going to tell you to use references. I've not been to art college. The high school I went to was very art-centric and had college-level material being taught to us because it was a funnel to art colleges. You're going to be asked to use references. In fact, in a lot of cases, you're going to be asked to provide the references you used. You should not become overly dependent on references. No. But you shouldn't be afraid to use references. It's kind of my entire reason I have Pinterest, is that it's just references. Especially if it's something you don't have a lot of, experience with. For me, I don't have a lot of experience with drawing really muscular anything. I'm a little better at drawing muscular women than men, because I just have a better grasp on female anatomy. But I'm not very good at drawing muscles, so Pinterest has become a great source of references for me. Instagram, actually, looking up fit models on Instagram has also been a big help. Female bodybuilders have looking up pictures of them on Pinterest has been lovely. Don't let anybody tell you that reference images are cheating, because honestly, to not use them is to hinder yourself. There are certainly some artists. There are certainly some artists who are gifted and can draw things from memory, but that should not take away that doesn't take away anything from your own ability to draw. That does not take away from your talent just because you need references. Honestly, it makes you stronger as an artist to have a reference in front of you, and it teaches you rather than just trying to draw everything from your head until it looks right. It's a more effective way to teach you how to draw something. Went a little bit on a rant on there, sorry. That's something I used to hear in the art community a lot. When I was back on DeviantArt, I used to hear that a lot, that referencing is a cardinal sin. And it's not. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's so damaging to another artist. To, like, artist to artist, it's so damaging to not allow yourself to use references. I think we're gonna draw some clasps. Like the little clasps that she has. It's a friggin' rant I think needs to be heard by more artists, because the amount of times I've heard people say, oh, well, I have to use references, so I'm not a real artist. It drives me insane, because real artists use references. Or, like, I don't want to use references because I feel like that's cheating. When, no, it's not cheating. Does she have a secondary weapon? Yes, she has 2 hand axes and, like, I think 8 javelins on her at this point. I just don't draw them on her most of the time because I'm lazy. The God's honest truth, I'm lazy. Alright, where's the hammer? We're gonna move the hammer off to the side because I need extra room. Put this here. It's a very toxic thought process. I know that word has, like, lost almost all its meaning thanks to the internet, but it's not a good way to think as an artist, and it's a way that I find other artists have torn each other down. Or, like, or like, another part of the argument is you can't be inspired by each other anymore, or you're accused of copying. Or, like, art style theft. That is something that will get my blood boiling because it's just absolutely impossible. You cannot steal another person's art style. You can be inspired by it, but unless you are hacking into their brain and reprogramming your brain to like draw like them, it's completely impossible and egotistical to claim that somebody is stealing your art style. That is a way to get me mad really freaking quick. Exactly. Cheating is stealing someone's work, ray tracing over someone's work. That is stealing. That is cheating. But to use... Yes, apparently art style theft is a thing. I really hope it's just more something that pervades DeviantArt, which is, like, you know, not saying that, you know, professionals aren't on DeviantArt as well, but it's mostly younger artists. That's where I got my start. And I'm hoping that that's just a stupid thought process that the kids on DeviantArt have come up with, but it's freaking ridiculous. How do you go about drawing characters? I just kind of wing it. I mean, if you really want to know the process, I can do, like, a very, very quick one. In terms of, like, the process of building a body, I start with, like, the head, and I always, like, map out which way they're looking and their chin. We're gonna have this one, like, facing front on. I draw a line that's supposed to indicate where the shoulders are going to be, and then I normally draw a spine of some kind. And I'll, like, draw, like, a little V for the hips. Depending on if they're male or female, let's draw a lady. I will then draw a chest of some kind. When it comes to females, I always kind of draw only the outlines of the bust, and, like, just because I'm trying to keep, like, the shoulder width the same, especially if I'm drawing, especially when I'm, like, drawing, well, obviously I'm drawing a fuller-chested woman here. And then I will draw the hips. I try to make the hips match the shoulders as much as I can, unless I'm, like, drawing, like, a pear-shaped woman. But I think I'm just going to stick with, like, a straight-up hourglass here. Hands normally take me a while. I think I'm just going to have the hands coming out. Like that. My biggest problem is that I'm really bad at placing legs. Because as you can see, they always want to go at an angle. So, this is just my process and what I found works. I think I learned some of this from a few friends of mine. Another thing I think I can recommend any and all artists is to reach out and connect with other artists, because I have never seen such a level of improvement in my own work than surrounding myself with other artists and learning. Hands aren't the worst to me. I struggle a lot more with feet than hands. It's arm placement and leg placement that I find very difficult. So here's legs. These are legs now. This is fine. I'll do something more interesting with the arms. How about, oops, to erase something I didn't want to. Ah! Come on. We'll put like one hand on her hip and like have the top of her hand resting on her hip, and we'll put the other hand like up here on her chest. I use Paint Tool Sai. I used to use a little bit of Photoshop, but I've kind of gone away from that. And then when it comes to my arms, I try to keep that line as close to the center as I can, because I can use it as a bone structure. And of course, you know, draw necks, because I'm pretty sure they need necks. Pretty sure they need that for the head. Yeah, no, some of my biggest growth periods have been from surrounding myself with artists. And, you know, when it comes to, like, the finer things, like hair and faces, that's something I don't think can be taught. I think that's something that... Alright, Joseph, thank you. Thank you for coming. For finer details like hair and eyes and clothes and how, like, you draw fabric and, like, falling over each other and how you draw eyes and how you draw, like, hairstyles, that's something that you kind of have to develop yourself. My style has changed a lot. Since I started, where I used to like draw every single little strand, and now I draw more chunky bits. I don't really know a better way to describe that. Let's see. Let me go through the archives here and see what I can find. I think if I check in my... Well, I don't think I can bring that up because that has... It's not NSFW, but it does have a topless woman in it, so I don't think I can show that. Let's see. Actually here's a decent. Let me pull up, where's Jade's file? I got like into a little community where people draw like very heavily themed characters, and I tried to make a character that was based on crystals. And where is her folder? Is it not here? There it is. So here was the first pic. I drew these roughly within a year of each other, but this was like a year of hanging out with this one specific group of artists that I ended up learning a lot from. And I'll get her more recent. These are all the same character, but this is like over about a year and a half of hanging out with people, with very specific people, and learning different art tricks, and then melding those art tricks into my own style. Melody, yes, actually. I think that's very good practice. I think it's very good practice to go back and redraw your old stuff, because it's even like, I think there's like a DeviantArt meme for it too, where like, and the improvement meme, I think everybody's like, I think most people have seen that before. I don't think actually, no, I have a video on, what am I saying? I have a video of my channel that's just the redraw meme. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. Progress. So this was my first digital piece back in 2013 that I did on Sai. I did not have... Let me find where I put the finished one. Here's the finished one. Granted, this was about a year ago I drew this at this point, but the one on the left is my very first digital piece that I could find going back in my archives that I drew on Psy, and the one on the right is my improvement piece. Now, granted, you don't have to go this extreme. This is about 7 or 8 years apart, I think. Yeah, 7 to 8 years apart, these two. So, you definitely don't have to wait that long before you... Thanks, car. You don't have to wait that long before you draw progress, but I think it's it's a very healthy... I think it's very healthy for you as an artist to go back and redraw some of your old pieces and show yourself how much you've improved, because it can really... First of all, it's fantastic for your art self-esteem, because it shows you that even on your worst days, God, I understand those days where you feel like you're just stuck in place. Hey, we do not do any of that artist self-depreciating things here, Lumi. Everyone here has the potential to be absolutely amazing at whatever you're pursuing, whether it be music, writing, or art, as long as you put in the work. You may consider this as better as where you are at your current level, but this is not better than you'll ever be. I promise you that. Ask yourself the same thing in 10 years. Which, for the record, guys, I have been doing artwork digitally for about 10 years now. I got my first tablet in 2010, when I was about 14 years old. I've been doing this for a really long time. So please don't tear yourself down as an artist, because first of all, this exercise right here is fantastic for your artistic self-esteem because it shows you that you're improving. I understand when you're stuck in that rut and you feel like you're not going anywhere. This is a really great way to show yourself that you are, even if it's the tiniest little detail. Every single time you turn on your tablet or pick up your pen, you are going to learn something. The absolute worst thing that's going to happen if you try something new is you're going to learn. You may not always succeed at it, but you will learn something. You will learn how to do it better the next time. Actually, I have oops, didn't want to do that. I have a set of pictures that I posted on Twitter the other day. Oh, we got new people. Hello, everyone. We're just drawing, and right now I'm doing a rambling be nice to yourself as an artist PSA. I have a set of pictures here that I think is a fantastic way to show that it does not matter how long you've been doing this. You will still have good art days and bad art days, and just trying again, you will see improvement. So here's the first picture, and here is the second one. These were done about a day apart from each other, where I was trying to convey this very specific character I had in my head. This is for the Blood Hunter that I'm playing. And I drew the first one, and I was okay with it. I liked the color palette, I liked the clothes, and I liked the general look that I had done, but I did not like the way his face was shaped. I felt like he looked too young, and his eyes were too big, and I just started finding a lot of things I didn't like about it. So next day, I went and I tried it again, and while neither of them are perfect, I think that I got my vision the second time. So going back and trying again, there's absolutely no harm in it. You might think, well, this was wasted time, but you still learned something in the end. I wanted to draw a man that looked like he'd seen some shit the first time, and it looks like I just drew his son. Which, you know, maybe, I don't know. So, God, that got really rambly real quick. How long have we been going? How long have we been doing this? About an hour, 40 minutes-ish. Alright, I'm going to pop away for just a moment, loves. I'm just going to use the restroom, and I'll be right back, and we'll maybe open another canvas and do some, like, just random doodles. Let me just get this on this. I shall be right back. Alright, loves, I have returned. Let's get back over to Sai. Good, you guys didn't burn the chat down when I was gone. Good. Alright, let's just save this as... What are we gonna save this as? We're gonna call these Doodly Doodles. And I think we're gonna put Astra away. And I might just do some Nia doodles. Those are always fun. She's really fun for me to draw. Honestly, I think I've been thinking of doing this for a while, is trying to draw Nia, but like the current Nia. I'm thinking I want to draw current Nia, but in her old outfit. Because well, this isn't something I don't think a lot of people know. I mentioned it when we did the interview, but Nia is a character I've had for a better part of 2 years. So I think I'm going to draw like current sweet little Nia with her old outfit, and you guys will actually get to see the old character she used to be. Well, let's see. Nope, not in there. It's not in that folder. It should be in just my normal D&D folder, I think. Haha, here it is. The very first picture I drew of Nia. It's old. And those proportions kind of hurt me a little bit. But, you know, I was still learning. I can't, like, bash my own work now that I just, like, spent a solid 10 minutes yelling at someone. Let's see. Actually, actually, no, I'll let you guys make a choice, because there's one other thing. There's one other outfit Nia used to wear from when I actually put her in a campaign, so I'm gonna let you guys make a decision. Is it in... Is it in this folder? Yes, it is. Here we go. See, her color palettes kind of stayed the same in these two. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one looks more fun. Sorry, I said I was going to let you guys choose, and then I totally took that away from you. I just really want to draw the little poofy pigtail buns. Oh, Tim, thank you for the art lesson and positivity. Bob Ross would be proud of you for $10. Thank you! I hope. Bless that man. God, I remember watching his stuff all the time. I used to watch his stuff to fall asleep because his voice was so soothing. Falling asleep to happy little trees. Thank you so much, Tim. I'm sorry. I promised you guys a vote and then immediately ripped it away. I'm a terrible person. I honestly just want to draw this Nia with these cute little pigtails. Oh, hello from Brazil. Hello! Oh, geez, so many of you guys are still here. I'm surprised. Alright. Just gonna draw a really quick body here. Good thing about Nia is that her figure is incredibly easy to draw. Let's see. Okay, to be fair, I didn't burn the orphanage down. Our rogue burned the orphanage down. I just watched. And there were no kids in it, and it was fine. From Florida. We're trying to get winter or fall. It was fall for like a week, and it felt great. And now it's back up in the 80s, and I hate it. Do you see what I mean? I'm just really bad at placing legs. Something I need to work on. You'd think I'd be a bit better at this considering my entire job, like, off of, like, my actual career is I do character design for books. So, the kids usually help to burn it down. There were no kids in this place this time, alright? One of the kids stabbed me in the leg and it was totally justified. We didn't mean to burn the orphanage down. Honestly, I didn't even know this place was gonna burn until the rogue took out his Orb of Cinders, which is a magic item he has. Yes, Clark, I haven't, for once, I'm streaming longer than, like, an hour and a half. Don't get your hopes up, though. This is not going to be the next Bards for Bards. God. Never streaming that long again. That was terrible. I mean, it was lovely. It was a great stream, but God, I was, like, out of it for 2 days after that. We didn't mean to burn the orphanage down. Yeah, and it wasn't my idea either, so get mad at Hugo, not me. I was just fucking there. I was reeling from having glass stabbed in my leg. Oh, you came back at the best time, didn't you? Alright, we need to put, like, a gigantic smile on Nia's face. She's been so, especially with the last session, her being, like, so skittish. I think I need to draw her smiling. Well, the video just went up. It's fine. Oh, if a 4-minute video is too long, my guy, I don't know what to tell you. You've been here for like 2 hours. Alright. I just need to draw her with a big, sweet little smile. I need to bring her eyes up because they're way too low on her skull. I need to also change the size of this ear because that's also too big for a half-elf. Okay, but the orphanage deserved it. No, the orphanage did not deserve it, but the people running the orphanage totally did. They were terrible people. The character I play in there is that sad mom character that I talked about in the live stream a while back, Meredith. I'll bring up her picture, actually. She's my sad mom, and she loves children. Nia needs to find a more wholesome party. It's fine. She's fine. Here she is. This is Meredith. She's a Blidlock, and she's real freaking fun to play. So, fuck. I was on something. Oh yeah, Nia needs to find a more wholesome party. Nia just needs to go home. She's a child too far away from home with very unstable power. She needs to like go back to school. Go back to magic school, or just go to magic school actually, because the fucking a school that teaches her chosen magic school is in this city. She just needs to go to magic school. Yes, Meredith is the one that has the blood sword, but it's not a blood sword anymore. I changed her pact weapon over to a silvered blade when we were fighting werewolves. I kind of typically play very maternal characters. Even Astra. Even Astra has her own maternal qualities. She's just a lot quieter about them. In Astra's game, she's been like tasked as the head of the town guard because, you know, a lot of people died in this siege where a lot of the town's houses were burned. So she was tasked with putting together a guarding force. And she ended up having to recruit these 2 young women, barely teenagers. Well, not barely teenagers, like 15 to 16, I'll say. They're not barely teenagers. They are teenagers. Named Cassandra and Sarah, and they have very quickly kind of become like her younger sister. She really cares about them. She's always checking on them, and when I described her to my DM for the type of person I wanted her to be a very tough but still caring force. I think the example I gave him was if she was tasked to take down a petty thief for stealing food, she would find that thief, kick their ass, and then drag them into the woods to teach them how to hunt their own food rather than steal. So still very, you know, rough and harsh because she's an Iliad woman, but she's not heartless. She can be cold, but she's not uncaring. Yeah, Melody, exactly. That's exactly the type of mom she is. Even though she's not a mom. Spoiler alert, Astra's not a mom. She's very maternal, but she's not a mother. She's just one of those people. Aw. I almost wish I had gone with this design now, because I just love the big full dress, and I love how cute I miss her little hair buns. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all the flowers and all of the little half-up pigtails, but I miss her little hair buns. I forgot about her little hair buns. Welcome to the watch here now, my kin. Sort of, it's more like she's the one who's supposed to be looking out for these two girls now, because they have no idea what they're doing. She's taken that role very seriously on watching after these two young girls. And they've done a good job on the watch. I think it also has to do with just the way that she was raised, too. Ilian, with how Ilian culture is, it's, you know, you protect each other, you protect your kin and you protect your own, and if she's, like, being tasked to protect this village, then, well, even though these girls are on her force, she's gonna protect them, too. Oh, crap, I can't draw these, because there's the little frillies. That's what I'm calling these. They're little frillies. That I'm totally not drawing correctly, but it's fine, because this isn't going to be a finished piece anyway. I'm just sketching. But I don't even know if this counts as a petticoat. I think it's a little too long to be a petticoat. It's cute, that's all it is. This character, she's well, technically, this character used to be a full elf. Now she's a half elf since I made her since I changed her over for this game. Nia is a character I've been trying to play for the better part of 2 years. So she's gone through a lot of revisions. So, she is an elf in her original game, but now she's a half elf. To be fair, that whole child in, you know, kids go into the wilderness for a year thing isn't something she can actually pick. It's Ilian tradition. She did it. All of her ancestors who lived have done it. That's not something she can change. That's ingrained in their culture. These are boots. I'm not gonna spend too much time on them, but these are boots. Hands are fun. Alright, we need to fix this freaking face up here. I like the eyes, I don't like anything else. Maybe it's the eyebrows. They look a little too aggressive. How old is she? What is her goal? Well, she's 20, but everybody calls her a child. That's like the running joke in the game, that Nia's a child. And I can't say what her goal is because this is on a live game. Link, if you ever want to watch that game, is in the top of the description. That Twitch channel, Roll for Damage, is where we play. We playing again this Friday. We play every Friday at 9:30 p.m. EST. And, I mean, I can't say she's looking for her friends, but I can't say why, and I can't really say what her goals are because that's a little spoilery. Don't want to spoil for everybody else here. There we go, look at her. She looks all happy. Not spoiling your character for damage. Pretty sure Nova would kill me if I went on spoiling my roll for damage girl. Well, her story is something I've been evolving for, again, a couple years. I did mention this in the interview. I came up with her story when I was, after, I think the user's name on YouTube here is called Astra the Bard, and they made like a comprehensive video on... They made like a comprehensive video on dragon lore. That was really cool. And that kind of sparked this idea. And it also, like, it sparked Nia's original concept for me. It also solidified that silver dragons are my favorite dragons. Because I love them. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to draw this. Oh, I did forget the satchel. I thought you were talking about the little messenger bag. I forgot the satchel. Her little components bag. Back at this point, Nia was a wizard, I believe. I think I had her as a divination wizard back then. God, divination wizards are fun. So many people call them broken, and to an extent I can kind of understand, but God, I love my divination wizards. I almost wish I had played her as a divination wizard this game, but I really like the ambiguousness of her class. I like that no one's really been able to really fully guess her class, and I like that. And by like fully guess it, I mean like class and subclass. No one's been able to really figure out what it is yet, and that's made me really happy because I want it to be ambiguous. Alright, guys. I think we're probably gonna end this here, because I've been going for, what, 2 hours now? I think? Yeah, 2 hours? And, I'm starting to lose feeling in my right hand. That's kind of when I need to stop and let my hand rest for a little while. So thank you so much, everybody who came. I hope this was entertaining to you guys, or at least, like some nice background noise. I hope you guys maybe picked up a few things. I know I got kind of rambly about like being nice to yourself as an artist at some point. I'll answer this. I just saw something and then it was gone. Lennon, most of the... I think that varies artist to artist. For me, it can go in between from 4 to 12 hours, depending on what I'm drawing, on how long it takes me to go from, like, line to color. Or sketch to color, sorry. So, yeah, I think this is where I'm going to call it for the night. I hope you all have a lovely night, and I'll see you guys next week, because I'll be streaming again. If you didn't watch it, I posted a video today about burning down an orphanage in D&D, so you should totally go check that out, too. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.